You're at 109 right now.
Peace. So let's talk about the passing of De La Soul's member, Dave Trugoy, Plug 2. De La Soul is has always been a phenomenal group who has produced phenomenal records. I gravitated to their music late. I'm a late bloomer. I was always aware of Me, Myself, and I. That was the joint. That was the jam. And what, let's see. So there was Me, Myself, and I, but then there was Buddy. Buddy was so cool. That video was so much fun that, for starters, I've never had that much fun in my life. I've seen that much fun portrayed in videos, but I've never had that much fun with that many people and that, you know, much emotion, just good vibes and everything going on. It's like, wow, that was pretty cool. Just great, great, great. Remember that part where the guy's like running, chasing after the dude and or chasing after, I don't know who he was chasing after, but he was just running and he stopped to catch his breath and he looked at the camera, breaking down the fourth wall, and he was just like the caption read, "This video makes no sense." De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, Tribe Called Quest, Queen Latifah, Moni Love. Oh man, that was the joint. So what else? Then all right, Me, Myself, and I was dope. Funky samples and all of that kind of stuff. And it's very cool because it was just about being yourself. Just love yourself. Do you. Beautiful message, beautiful stuff. This was coming out at the time when we got a lot of different expressions of, you know, what individuality of just pure being yourself. You could be the b boy with the you could be the Run DMC b boy with the shell toe Adidas, sporting all black. Maybe you could be like LL Cool J sporting a Kangol um cap, rocking Pumas and doing whatever, suede Pumas and all. You could be like Big Daddy Kane, sex symbol. You could be there was just like so many different types of little fads, like the Dookie chains. I'm talking a lot about the East Coast, because they repped it hard. And then the girls, especially like MC Light, with like the bob hairdo with the bamboo earrings, like all that kind of stuff. You could do you in many different forms, and we had different representations. A Tribe Called Quest came in and showed you can love, Africa. You can love being black and show you how to do that. And it was just real dope. And De La Soul was right up that alley, just doing their thing. So um I remember Buddy and Me, Myself, and I. Now beyond that, yeah, I never purchased a De La Soul record until I purchased Balloon Mind State. I bought the tape on the strength of Ego Tripping. When I heard that song, saw the video, I had to have that song. Had to have it. And back in the days, buying a record was a crapshoot because you could buy a record. By record, I mean a whole album that was for, or rather, you bought it on the strength of one single, one song that you had heard, but maybe the rest of the album was different from that single. And you ended up buying, 12, 13 songs, and you only really liked one song on that album. Today, we have access to all kinds of music and stuff like that. But anyway, so that was the crapshoot that I had to take back in the day when I bought. I guess it was like '94 when I bought Balloon Mind State, and I really enjoyed Ego Tripping. I'm gonna have to listen to that record again, see if I remember it, see if I vibed with it. I probably vibe with it even more. A lot of these hip hop records that have grown on me, they've aged like fine wine. They get better over time. You know, a lot of the things they were talking about, I couldn't relate to them. I can definitely relate to them now. It's an interesting reality. But anyway, ego tripping, ego trip. That was the jam. But then there was that other song, "Hey, how you doing? Sorry you can't get through. Why don't you leave your name, and your number, and I'll get back to you." Like that was a very catchy song for when it came out. I didn't know that it was a De La Soul song, but I doggone sure know those lyrics because I was like, man, that song is crazy. People were talking about it like, yo, people were using that song on their voicemail when they had pagers, when they had, answering machines and all of these things. Yeah, that was a very popular song. Even if it wasn't like, Billboard top 10 or whatever, it was a very, I guess, was it a sleeper? Like it made its rounds. It was very popular. I don't know. I'm just speaking from my perspective. Um, what else? Break of Dawn. That's another one. They had so many songs, but I really wasn't a De La Soul fan. When their first record was released, out, everything was off the radar. Me, myself, and I was very much out there, and I gravitated toward them at least from off the strength of that album, that song. But I didn't run out and buy the album. I mean, I was a kid. I didn't have any money. Couldn't do all that stuff. So that's what it was. But De La Soul, legends. And for what I just watched the video, and for what I just saw, I'm just like, yo, these dudes just geniuses. They just took what they were doing, what they were, they just took what they were doing and then just amplified it, set it out into the world, which is amazing. Um, because the video that I just watched, okay, here's what it is like. So they grew up in the suburbs in Long Island, and that's why they named their record "Potholes in My Lawn." Like, if you went to the West Coast and listened to a rap, you'd be hearing about, the tragedies, the guns, the violence, the gangs, the police brutality. But De La Soul was just like, man, there are potholes in my lawn. I think it's a metaphor, but it's also like, man, the worst problems I have, or the worst problems that they experience in the suburbs of Long Island, you know, just like potholes in my lawn. Like, that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with, him. The struggle was to keep the lawn clean and green, right? So that seems like what it was. Although the lawn could just be life, and then the potholes they could be the problems, circumstances and situations that one has to deal with, the potholes in one's lawn, right? But then to juxtapose or to, combine potholes with lawns, they don't mix. Potholes are in the streets, right? They're not on lawns. The lawn, in order for a lawn to have a pothole, it would have to be caused by a gopher or something. But then it's not a pothole, it's a gopher hole. Gopher holes in my lawn. So I don't know. I still don't understand it, but De La Soul's music was definitely great stuff. So we lost one of the founding members, one of the key components of De La Soul, and so they won't be performing, you know, because it'd be too awkward to perform without the dude who made the music. So there you have it. But then again, I think that a Tribe Called Quest still performed without Fife Dog. You know, they did it in memory of Fife Dog. They dedicated the performance to him. But it is what it is. But yeah, so it took me a long time to gravitate toward them. But much respect to a legacy and a beautiful life, and a beautiful gift of their music that they gave to the world. Their videos, their humor, their sense of humor, and their position to just be yourself is a thing of beauty, and cannot be understated or underestimated. That's what it is. With that said, I'm out of here. This has been another
You're at 109 right now.
podcast. IC 109, and we're out. Peace, y'all.